Okay, I'm ready to start. And today I want to tell you a little story about the slate, the complexity Hydra, and about myself. My name is Vlad, and I'm working as a QA engineer for almost like a nine year. And right now I'm working as QA engineer in JetBrains in Compose Multiplatform team. And the story I prepared with my friend. But she's not here because she's really busy with her pet project. She has been working as a cat for almost 5 years and visited a lot of my meetings, so I can say that she is the middle cat developer. Okay, let's come back to the topic. What Compose Multiplatform is? Like 6 years ago, the Google announced their own UI framework for Android developer, Jetpack Compose. After the 2 years, the JetBrains created the idea and released the first release of Compose for desktop. And idea was to create the surface over the Jetpack Compose and to be able to write code once and compile it to Android and to desktop. And 2 years later, we added the support for iOS targets and web targets, and right now it names as Compose Multiplatform. Maybe someone of you already tried it or even heard, maybe?
Heard.
Okay, it would be more interesting for you then. When I joined the team, it contains just 12 developers and 1 QA, me. And there were nothing about the QA process. Nobody even thought about it. And for me, it means the full freedom to create anything. I'm able to control everything. I will be the QA god of the team. Sounds good, right? But in real life, it looks a little bit different. So what is Compose Multiplatform as a test object? So we have the 3 main platforms, iOS, desktop, and web. But for iOS, we have to support a lot of versions, like 13 till 26. For desktop, we have the three different operating systems: macOS, Windows, Linux. And for web is like a little bit hell, because we are compiling our code into WebAssembly and JS. And each of them should be supported on the different browsers, even in mobile, desktop, and it looks like this. The pyramid of hell. I call it like this. And sometimes if you look at Git history, you will see the picture like this. Or if you are more lucky and choose another our release, you will see the picture like this. 1.5 million of additions, 1.5 million of deletions. So even GitHub shows you the infinite. You want to change the eternity around you. Sounds nice, yeah? And I'm a SQL engineer, I'm happy. So, if we talk about numbers, everybody like numbers. We have the 12 targets, we have 50 models per each target. We have different versions of Kotlin, because we are working at JetBrains, we love Kotlin. But we still have only 40 hours per week to work, for sure. And if we choose and decide each target is with equal priority, we will have just 3 hours per week for each target. And it's a little bit prioritization hell. So, if we just try to create the graph and see how it will look like, you will see something like this. It's always growing. And here is the point of today, and it will grow more and more and more in future. So, you have to think how to handle this. Because if you don't change anything, you will find yourself like this. And we don't really want it. I don't want to sit in burning house. I don't know about you. But so, what we can do, how we can change our process. Previously, before JetBrains, I worked as QA automation engineer. And the first idea that came to my mind was automation testing. I wanted to automate it. I want to automate everything because it's fast, it's stable, it's save a lot of time for you. The more automation tests you have, the less manual testing for regression you need to do. But in real life, I was still the only one QA in the team. I still have something to do for release processes. I have some meetings, I have something, some tasks, some features to test. And in one day, I realized that I look like this snake. And I found that context switching problem really exists. Because you have to switch between doing automation to do some manual task, to make release, to have a meeting, and each time you switch and jump between the tasks, you have to like restore the whole context that you had before. And when you are trying to jump more and more and more, you will like spend more time to context switching than to doing something. So the first result of automation, I decided that task successfully failed. Yeah, okay, it's real life, it just happens. So, okay, let's try something new. And the next idea was hiring. Because you can hire 2 more QAs, so the team capacity will be increased to the threefold, and it will solve all our problems, because I will have a lot of free time, I can do automation, and so on and so on. But I'm still so naive. And in real life, hiring takes a lot of your time, a lot of your energy, because you have to participate in interviews, you have to review the test task, you have to do the onboarding for new QA, you have to adopt the process and communication and just decide how we delegating the task. And I really spent a lot of time to do it. But long story short, I am such a lucky guy, and now we have the 3 QAs in a team. It's okay. We finally and successfully reduced our bus factor, and right now I finally can go to my vacation. I'm so happy about it. And our capacity has increased, not by threefold, but somehow increased. And that's okay. So, what about the project? I already told you that complexity growing in white, and because we're adding more modules, releasing new targets, and so on, so on, so on. But also the complexity growing in a dev, because you're adding new features, they interact with another features. It looks like this, and you have to like handle it somehow. And if you go deeper and deeper and deeper, you will find something interesting, because before I joined the Compose Multiplatform, I didn't even thought about how some things in UI frameworks works. Yeah. For example, the basic text fields. In my mind, it just works. You just type something and it works, and works good. But when you QA in framework and you are working these text fields, and it's your job to make it works like as expected, you will find like something you don't even thought about. For example, the bidirectional text. It's the combination of English and Arabic languages. Arabic languages is right to left language, and English is left to right. So if you want to select the text, what is your expectation? I didn't thought about it previously. And when I tried it, it looks so weird for me. Like, what? What the hell is going on? But if you try, for example, a native iOS application, for example, Notes or something on an Android, you will see that it really works as expected. Because this is the start, it going here, and after this it continues here and ends here. So it's the expected places for like selection. For me it looks weird because I never ever used the Arabic language, but it is what it is. Or for example, if you try to type something on Chinese or Korean language, it combines the different splitted symbols into the combined, and you have to know which symbols should be combined into the another, but not all of them. And as a QA engineer that have to verify that it works like as expected, I spent a lot of time to like have a conversation with native Korean speakers to just know how they use it, what should they do, and what should they expect to do. And you will be shocked, but on desktop, on Windows, Linux, and macOS, it works slightly differently, even on a system level. So you really have to think about it. But you cannot go deeper and deeper, and you have to decide when should you stop. Okay, so that's it, and we're okay. But maybe AI will help us, because AI is on hype. Everyone is talking about AI. AI. I did the normal of saying AI in my talk, so let's continue. I really tried to use AI, and it works well if it already knows something about your language, your framework, or how it works in already existing applications. But if you're working on adding something new, on creating the framework, to create something that didn't exist before, it doesn't know anything about it, and it says, sorry, I cannot help you. I can generate a lot of bullshit, but I will not help you. Okay, right now we have the smart agents that you can integrate into your repository and just say, learn it. But you already saw 1.5 million of changes. It just has context overlapping. It just cannot understand the whole project. And for sure it missed something here, something there, and it doesn't help me. And for me and for our project, the AI is not a silver bullet. Maybe it will work for you. So I don't know.
We'll learn Kotlin later.
Maybe we will make the great AI with great Kotlin and great Compose Multiplatform, and everybody will know it. But who knows?
Yeah.
So, okay, let's continue this automation. Let's come back to it. Right now we have the free QAs. We have like a little bit more free times to do it. And right now we thought about, okay, we cannot go this the clean architecture, this scalable project, this good design patterns, and so on. And we just started the small steps. First of all, we created the scripts that just make a compilation of our projects. It just compiles, and it's already okay for us, because you can reject all the releases that don't even compile. Okay, obviously. After that, we added the few clicks, because if the project compiles, it doesn't mean that this project will still work in runtime. Maybe it just render the first image and crash when you do something. And it already happened sometimes, yeah. And after that, step by step, we are adding small features, small new features here, there, and it looks so weird. And I will not show you our project because it will not pass any reviews at all. And I should be fired if I show it to the good automation engineer or to good developers. But trust me, it exists. So after that, we have the release process. Because, okay, you develop something, you test something, but you need to release it. You need to release something, somewhere, and somehow. And initially, when I just came to Compose Multiplatform, we had like the process looking like we do something, and right now we decide that everything is good and we are ready to release it. Our first attempt to change the release process was to add the strict deadlines. That means we have to release it in this day. So in this day, our build should be green, it should pass all the testing process and so on, but it didn't solve all our problems, because the developers think that their feature is the most important in our world. They really need to include this in one last minute. And for me, as a QA engineer, it means, okay, I need to test this more. I need to do some regression around it, and so on, so on, so on. After that, we made the second attempt. We add the build cuts. What does it mean? We have one day when we create the build, it's green, and we don't accept any new commits, and we just do our testing processes. And after that, we decide that we are okay with it or we are not. It didn't solve all our problems, but it's a little bit better. And after that, right now we're trying the new attempt to do more improvements of our release process, to adjust and to align the team context of who is responsible for what, who will create the dev build, who will be responsible for the most important task, who will be responsible on CI and infrastructure, which QA, who is from QA team will decide that it's green or red light, and so on and so on and so on. And work is in progress. We are doing our best. So, as you see, the complexity is always increasing, and it's increasing in multiple dimensions. It's increasing in wide, in deeps, and in processes, because you have to adjust your communication, you have to delegate something to another, and the slane, the complexity Hydra, will never stop. Sorry, but it is what it is. So, thank you for your attention. And here we have the two QR codes, one for my LinkedIn profile and the second one to Happy Cat video. Just choose what you want more. Thank you.